Hello, Lauren here again. And it's funny because I started this channel last month on the new moon, and here we are. It's new moon again. So it's been a full month. And it's interesting because they're all different. They all support us in different ways. But right now it's the 30th of December, and this one is interesting because it really helps you see clearly what to let go of. And for most of us, we enter January gung-ho. We have our intentions, we set our crazy goals for the year, and most of the time they're really quite big, those goals, and maybe a little bit unachievable if you're setting it that big. And the reason for that is because we don't weed our garden first, right? Like, we have stuff in us that we need to get rid of first. And when we're planting in a weeded garden, most things don't grow. It's going to go all to the weeds, you know? So what this moon does is help us draw inward and to see what weeds we need to start picking, because we need a fertile space to grow anything. We can't grow it when we're feeling cluttered and tired, and it's been a big year. But for a lot of us, it's been a really big year. So we have probably a few extra weeds to pull, maybe some we've let grow a little too high. So this moon's a really good time to spend a little bit of time by yourself to decide, you know, what do you want to let go of? What's not sitting well? And the best way to determine that, I find, is what makes you heavy. So what feels like it's there and it's heavy, and it could be something that you feel you have to do, but you don't want to do it. You know, like for me, sometimes it's chores. You know, like, I have to do chores. It happens. We all have to live. But how do you make that a little lighter so it's not just such a heavy burden? So it might be that you listen to really fun and loud music while you're doing it. You could make it a game. You could wait until you actually feel inspired to do it. You could light a candle while you do it. There's lots of ways to make it a good environment. Ask your kids to help if they will, or anything. Like, there's ways to kind of make it so that it's not so heavy for the things that you have to do. But there might also be things that you don't have to do, things that have just been weighing on you that you've taken on that aren't yours to carry anymore. So what I'll invite you to do, especially now, today being the new moon, and you can really do this anytime, end of any month, end of any cycle, end of anything that feels like it's done now, you can reflect and think, okay, well, what do I not want to carry with me? Because that's important. And before you can make any intentions, you weed out your garden. So that's what we're doing, is weeding today and tomorrow. And then you start creating an environment for an intention. You don't need to know yet. You don't need to know what your next year is going to look like or all the amazing, beautiful things that you're going to do. All you really need to think about is create a space for something to plant. We want to plant a seed, but it doesn't matter if that seed hasn't manifested yet, because your only job right now is to pick out your weeds. So I hope that helps, and I hope that you'll join me in doing that so we can start our year together in a very awesome, I guess, garden-friendly way in the best yogic sense of the words. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.